or a group of maybe 5 strains, like Acidophilus and Lactobacillus, all in one. That's 2 different strains in one jar, and they're calling it 50 trillion or 50 billion, whatever.
Right, whatever.
What that is those 2 strains. That's the colony count unit. That means that's the count or the population of strain of cells of those 2 strains.
So it's not enough strains.
No, it's exactly right. It's too much of one thing or 2 things, and not. We're finding people with acidophilus infections right now. Because people are taking so much acidophilus, and they're colonizing, means they repopulate inside of us. Okay? That has the same symptomology as, let's say, a trichophyton infection, which is a fungus, or you've heard of candida, the word candida. Well, there's 14 different kinds of candida. Candida albicans is only one family member of the candida family, which acidophilus infection has the same symptomology, almost identical to a candida infection, which is a fungal infection. Almost identical. That's what I wrote my book about candida and what we found out about candida. Because what you're hearing out in the mass media and alternate healthcare industry on the internet about candida is not accurate. We've identified all the different members of the candida family. And this was written because 10 years ago I discovered that there's something not right here. We're being told things from the information stream, but we're in the clinic, we're finding things it's not it. And so I've figured some things out. Acidophilus now has the same symptomology as a candida infection. We get people now coming, and the reason I can say that very clearly is because we're looking for acidophilus in its infectious state because we're scanning for it. We're able to tell you, yes, you have an acidophilus infection, not a candida infection, because we're identifying the strain of the organism. It's like we're able to say, we know that you have a Lyme infection because here's the 11 different strains of Lyme bacteria in your body that's causing you the problems, and you have the symptomology there. We're able to see that you have gout. They call it gout in the medical world, but it's uric acid buildup, and it's causing your foot to swell. We know that because we're looking for uric acid stressing your body. We're looking for a liver problem. We're looking for a stomach, you know what I'm saying? So gout is just the name of a uric acid buildup somewhere in the body.
So then is a probiotic helpful to us, or is it non-helpful?
See, it's all about balancing. Acidophilus is a great thing if you're, taking acidophilus is a good thing if you're deficient in it, because it's going to help your body be balanced. Okay, it's no different than a cement block is a cement block. If you have too much cement blocks, you can't carry them around. It's all about balance. That may be not and I understand that.
Well, we need strep and E. coli.
Yeah, we need strep, staph, E. coli in our body because they're responsible when they're in balance in our gut to make our B vitamins. E. coli makes part of our B vitamins. But yet, E. coli, when it's infectious, can eat holes in your gut. It'll digest your intestinal tract and make leaky gut and diverticulitis and Crohn's disease and all. And staph, strep can be up here and cause infections up in our upper respiratory system. But yet, when they're in balance and in our gut, they're responsible for part of our immunity and part of our digestion. And so when they're out of balance, like acidophilus is an extremely important microorganism in our intestinal tract. It does a specific job when it's in balance. When it's not in balance and it is spread throughout the entire body as like an infection, it is detrimental to us. It causes us problems. Like skin rashes. We're getting people that are taking, this one lady, what is that Patricia, that gal from Baltimore, she had an acidophilus infection.
Milk.
She was drinking cultured milk, cultured with acidophilus. She was taking 3 times a day. It was like 55 billion colony-formed units of capsules of acidophilus a day. She was eating kimchi. She was drinking kombucha, and there was something else, fermented cabbage, you know, sauerkraut. She was doing all that like every day. Those are all Acidophilus or colonizing bacterial strains and all those things. And she was treating herself because the internet said she had a candida infection by her symptomology. So she was doing all these things to treat herself like candida infection. She coming out of scan and like, oh wow, look at that. Acidophilus is off the charts. What are you eating? Oh, that's when we found out. She's taking all this stuff. I'm like, well, stop. She stopped everything. In 3 days, most of her symptoms went away.
And they tell you, oh, acidophilus, it's good for you.
Yes, exactly.
You should take it.
Do you know why? Because it's cheap and easy to make.
Oh, I should know that.
You can make acidophilus at home, really simple. It's in that bottle right over there that Joe just bought off the shelf, the kombucha. That's just cultured acidophilus. Sauerkraut, we used to make it on the back step on the porch in 55-gallon crocks. Right? You lay your cabbage, salt, cabbage, salt, cabbage, salt. You put a stopper on it, and the thing just brews all fall and into the winter, and you got fresh sauerkraut come late winter, spring. Well, that's what you just did. You just cultured Acidophilus and about a whole bunch of other bacteria and fungus that was just in the air, in that crock. That was a preservation method. Today we have what used to be just plain preservation methods. People are consuming massive amounts of cultured food. And we're having massive amounts of infections right now. Because cultured food was a preservation method for thousands of years. It was never medicine. It was because we didn't have refrigeration.
Well, food was medicine.
Well, food was medicine back then too. Food is not medicine today. That's a whole other topic.